hope you all are having a good day. I was having a great day. I was having a very fine day. I was trading well this morning. I did a few really, really good trades, which I will show you in a second. But then, sadly, I did something I shouldn't have done. Have you ever done this before? We'll get into it. I did not set a good stop loss. I did not set a stop loss for a very long time, and I let the trade get out of hand. I let it get away from me, and let me tell you, it got away from me bad. So, we'll pull everything up here in just a second. I am going to post this that I am live right now on Twitter, and then I will get into this. There we go. Boom. Okay, so oh, it was not a good day. But it was, you know what? Okay. There were great things about today. But there were some worse things about today. Let me just tell you right now, daily P&L, negative 271. Ooh, bad. Bad. This account, I still have a 75% success rate with a 1-to-1 ratio. Okay, I like that 75% success rate. That's great, right? 75%. I mean, I should be looking really, really good. This account should be looking great at 75%. But here's what happens when you don't set a decent stop loss and your losers, or big loser in this particular case, is much, much, much bigger than your winners. Well, this is what happens. You can have a 75% success rate and still be red in your overall account. So that's what happened today. Just a quick recap on the first few trades. I'm not gonna show you every single chart. Mainly the small ones here. We'll get into a couple of my winners, and then of course the big loser. We'll call it the big loser, the biggest loser. Remember that show? I remember that show. Okay, first winner, baby little win with Apple, 40 shares. And Apple hit all-time highs today, so that was kind of fun trading Apple this morning. It would have been a lot more fun had I gotten more, even more green on it, but, $3.80, whatever, that was nothing. And then my next trade, SpaceX, $3.50. Again, not really too much of a win. No reason to even show you on the charts. $3.45 win. These are just small little baby wimpy wins, right? But then I had a $39 win. I'm going to get into that trade. 100 shares with SpaceX to the short side. Let's take a look at that one real quick. So we were below VWAP. SpaceX hitting all-time lows today. Big bummer, old SpaceX. My 5 shares that I'm holding in my swing is not looking too great. We are now below the IPO price, and sadly, I am in the red. However, with that comes the opportunity to potentially buy some more, maybe average down. We'll see what SpaceX does. I figured SpaceX was going to go below the IPO price at a certain point. Frankly, I mean, it's kind of a bummer, but it's only an initial bummer right now. And like someone told me, and like it's been told many, many times over, you don't lose until you sell. So I am not selling. I am not selling my SpaceX 5 shares. I'm going to hang on to them. I'll hang on to them for years if I have to. I want to see SpaceX one day go to $400, $500, $600, and then perhaps I'll sell my little baby 5 shares. But I'm also thinking of adding on, so we'll see what I do. Anyway, 9:03. Again, this is Central Standard Time. 9:03 my time, Central Standard Time. I get into this red candle right here. We are below VWAP, below the 20 EMA, below the 9 EMA. I get in at 9:03, and then I am only in this candle for 1 minute. Let's see, do I scale out? I believe I did. So what I did was I bought / sold, because I'm going short, 50 shares at 140.16, and then I increase it at 140.20. So I'm in it at 100 shares. And then I start decreasing at 140.08 and 139.44. So where is 139.44? because this thing just kept. It was interesting. This candle, it looks biggish, but man, when I was trading it, this thing just dropped off so hard, so heavy. Yeah, I mean, I only needed 100 shares from essentially here to here and sold off. Now, once again, Jesse, talking to myself here, could have stayed in, but yeah, could have stayed in until 137.83. That would have been nice to at least stay in maybe this candle here. So again, this is the first time that I have looked at my trades since trading this morning near the open, and just, going to rip myself up a little bit. This is me looking at my own trades live, in a live fashion, saying, hey, you did this well, but hey, idiot, do this next time, right? And that's what we all have to do. We all have to take it easy on ourselves to some extent, be nice to yourself a little bit and all that, but at the same time, recognize that it's like exercising in the gym. It's like working at your favorite sport. You don't be too hard on yourself, but at the same time, look at the things and say, this is where I can improve. This is where I can get better. And for me, it is one of the things I can get better with in trading is to just hang on to these winners, right? Hang on to, if I have 50 shares left, next time sell 25. Next time sell 20. Or 40 shares and leave 10, because I could have had my winners run a little bit more, which would have helped mitigate my future loss coming up next. Sounds like a commercial. Okay, so big, bad, ugly loser. At this point, this is where I was feeling confident. My winners early on were babies, but they were winners. Psychologically at this moment, I had 1, 2, 3, 4 winners in a row. And my last winner was a decent size for me. I liked it. I was like, hey, if I can hit roughly $30 to $50 a day, every single day, that starts stacking up. That starts adding up. And psychologically, doing that on a daily basis, that will play into your psyche as a trader. And this will too. The next thing will too. And that is a big, fat, ugly loser. So I'm confident. At this point, I probably should have walked away. There's so many things to point out about this next trade that even while I was trading it, I was telling myself, you see the charts, you see the price action, you see what's going on. What are you doing? So at 9:11, I go into this trade, 50 shares to the sell side at 9:11. So let's take a look at 9:11. 9:11. Isn't that funny? Where are you? 9:11. Okay, so the low of day at the time was 137.67, and I thought at a certain point, you know what? This thing's going to go lower. It's going to go even lower. We're going to go well below this. Well, at this point in time, we did not. Later on in the day, we did go lower, but at 138.24. So let's take a look at that. At 138.24. So like right around over in this little spot here, I go in short. And I decide to average in. And I average in, and I average in, and I average in at, let's see, 9:12, 138.08. So 5 cents up. Okay, next time if you're going to average in, wait a little while. What are you doing? I'm talking to me. What am I doing here? I literally wait 5 seconds to average in. What? Okay. We're learning. This is a learning process. Learning process, people. Learning process. So anyway, I'm averaging at 138.08, did I say? And so now I'm in at 100 shares. So I'm here and I'm here. Okay? I'm in these two spots here. I have 100 shares. And it starts going against me. Now take a look at this big bad boy here. This thing hits the 9. This blue line represents the 9 EMA. And we kind of consolidate on the 9 for a little while. Okay, that's not too scary. And frankly, I was willing to average in more, which I did. Let's see, at 9:13, at 138.42. 9:13 at 148. 9:13. 913. Okay, 138.42. So like right here. So halfway through this candle, I average in more. Oh, you silly little man. What am I doing? Okay, look, it's at this point, the reason why I say what am I doing, because there came a point where during this consolidation period, I was thinking, the way the price action was moving, this is not going to go down. This isn't going to go down. Take the L. Take the loss. Even if it meant losing what I had made earlier and go back to zero or negative $10 or something. Hey, that is recoverable. What I did was not recoverable for the day. So at 9:16, I increased my position, 25 more shares. And at that point, I'm out of buying power. I tried to do 50 shares at 9:16. Hold on one second. 9:16, where are you at? Where is this at? During consolidation? No. Okay. 138. So I average in my last little bit somewhere right over in this guy over here. So I've now averaged in, sorry about that. I've averaged in now, I've gotten in the trade once and I've averaged in 3 times. And I'm out of buying power. I'm out of buying power. So literally I'm at the mercy of my average in price being like right like 138.50 something, right down here. Now, as this trends up, my stop loss, why not put it here? And let me know in the comments, like, where do you think my stop loss should have gone? That's the question of the day. Where safely should my stop loss have gone? I'm just spitballing this out loud. Again, this is the first time I've looked at my trades since I traded this morning, this morning. And frankly, why not have set it here? Just set it here. This would have been a pretty big loss at this point. I think this would have been like $90, something like that. So I would have lost more. But no, not me. I felt like it was still going to go down, even though in the back of my head, I heard myself say, dude, it's accumulating. This thing's been accumulating down here. This was the low point. This was the turn. Can't you see? Can't you read price action? Don't you understand what's going on, Jesse? Right? Do you ever do this? Like when you're reviewing your trades? Like, what am I doing? I can't believe I did this. Oh, Seinfeld, you come out. Okay, so I finally do set a stop loss way up at 139.44. So let's see. 924. 924. The candle at 924. This candle right here. So, wow. Literally almost back up to VWAP. I literally set a stop loss like right here. It touches my stop loss. I'm out. I lose over $200 in one trade. $212 in one trade. And should I walk away at that point? Yes. Should I at least walk away to go get a cup of coffee? Should I at least go to the bathroom? Yes. This is part of my rules. I need to be more rigid with my rules. But no, because I want my money back, right? That's the problem. That's the gambling mentality that traders get into, that I got into this morning, that I know is bad. All right, read the book Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. He talks about this throughout the book. Like, we cannot have a gambler's mentality. We have to have the casino mentality. All right, we have to be the house. We cannot be gamblers as traders. Okay, and I'm speaking to myself louder than I am you. Okay. All right, so I get in another trade. I wait a whole 3 minutes. Okay, that's not long. I wait a whole 3 minutes to get back in. And 927, I go short again because I'm like, surely this is out of gas, right? Surely we're coming back around. Surely. Don't call me Shirley. 927. 927 is over here. I get in on this little red guy at 927. I go in 150 shares. I average in. This is a $94 loss incoming. And it takes 3 minutes to lose $94, people. 3 minutes. 927, 928, 929, 930. We tap VWAP. Ho, ho, ho. Okay, so at this point, this is where I'm like, all right, we've tapped VWAP, and we start coming back down. And I do think, all right, this could be time for a short. Yay, I'm right. But I'm only right $24 worth of a win with 100 shares. At 9:33 to 9:38, let's just take a quick peek at this. 9:33 is right here, this candle, to 9:38. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so actually, no, it's right here. At some point, I do get out here, and we go below the 9, we're below the 20, and this is a decent trade. Unfortunately, I wish I had been in at 150 to 175 shares, because this would have, potentially gotten my profits somewhat back more than what it did, but I will say a win is a win, and you can stack your wins, so I will not overly criticize myself here. However, my goodness, it is so much easier to lose than it is to win. Risk management is everything in this game. It is everything. And if you've been trading for any length period of time, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so at 9:40. Wow. I mean, these are just minutes apart. 9:40 to 9:49, I go in short. I lose another $75. 9 minutes, $75 loss. 9:40, where am I at? Okay, right here, 9:40. All right, I'm in the trade. 9:40, 9:42, 43, 44. I know I average in at some point. I'm not gonna show you all where I averaged in. But at 9:49. So this candle right here, we're touching this green line is the 50 EMA. So from here to this guy here, I lose another $75. Now at this point, I am setting stop losses, which is why I'm not losing, another $200 or whatever at a time. This is why my losses, even though they're not great, they're at least somewhat, they're somewhat manageable. However, at this point, again, I'm on tilt at this point. What am I doing? I should have walked away. One last trade, MU. Let's go to MU. Let me go to MU and show you my last trade. This was a good trade. I only did 10 shares of MU, and this one, had I done more shares, which you really can't afford more shares. MU is just so dang expensive for a 25K account. I would need a bigger account to get more shares. I think it's like maybe 15 at the most I could buy, perhaps 20 at this price point, but it's not a lot. And I didn't want to. I knew with MU it was sort of a shotgun Hail Mary pass, although I did read the tape pretty well on it. 955. Okay, 955. Where are you? Right here. Looks like I was in about high a day too. I love this. Man, had this been my second trade after that first good one, this would have been a great trade. And that would have been a great day. 955 though. 955. Right here. This candle right here. I get in at this candle. So what I noticed about MU was this sort of like, we consolidate, we go up, we go down, we go up, we go down, we go up. I was starting to read the price action pretty well and thinking, all right, we go down, we go up, we go down. And that's where I literally got in. I'm like, oh, we go up. We're going to go up. And you know what? She went up. And she went up for a high of day at 943.50. So for all of the crap I did with the not setting the stop loss earlier, I am, I'll give myself a little pat on the back here for this one, actually. This is not a bad trade. In 10 shares. 10 shares, $36 winner and 91 cents, $36.91 at 9:55 to 10:06. So let's see how long I stay in the trade for. I know I what is it, averaged out? No. What is it? Why can't I think straight? It's Monday. I decreased my position. Okay, so 9:55 to, did I say 10:06? Is that what I said? Somebody in the chat, tell me, what did I say? 10:06. 10:06 is the answer. Okay. All right, so that's right here. Okay, yeah. Oh, I know what I did. So I had 10 here, and I sold 5 shares at 956. 956. So I sold 5 shares here just because it was going up. And when MU goes up, even if you only have 10 shares, holy cow, you can start making money with MU with just 10 little baby shares. So I scale out a little bit here at this candle, and then I know I scaled out again with, it was 3 shares, right? Yep, it was 3 shares at 958. 958, which is right here. So I scale out 3 more, and then I let her ride. Okay, now what I did was I brought up my take profit. Brought that puppy up, and I brought it somewhere like, if you can see this where my cursor is, it was like right over in here. In fact, I can find the exact spot because it's what, I just let it close me out. I just said, hey, if MU sometimes can come back with vengeance and we can go over the $1,000 mark and beyond, in just a few minutes, which is possible, it's MU, that is, I'm not even going to get out of the trade. I'm going to let it get me out of the trade. 939, pardon me, 939.36. Take a quick gander at this. 939.36. So it was about, well, where is 939.36? Over here. So it's like right over here. Right over in there. Yeah, right over in this guy over here. Okay, so it's like right here. And then I'm out. And then you know what? I ended the day on a win. Cool, great. But I also ended the day in the hole, and I've had to think about it all day, and I've had to mull over it. You traders know what I'm talking about, where you make a dumb decision or two, and it haunts you, right, for the rest of the day. And then you have to get on your live stream or look at your journal book or however it is you keep your trades and keep logging, or you talk to your friend who's a trader or your wife who's a trader or your son who's a trader, and you're like, here were my dumb actions today. So, learning experience is a tough day, but you know what? I'm happy that I traded, and I'm happy that I have the opportunity to trade, and I am looking forward to tomorrow being on Trade the Pool live streams. I got a book review that I'll be doing on the Trade the Pool live stream about 10:30 Central Standard Time or so. You can check that out. I'll be reviewing the book Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, as I mentioned earlier in the show, the book. I read it a few months ago. Great material, all about the psychology of trading, really. It's one of the greatest psychology books of trading. Came out in the year 2000, sold over 500,000 copies. Totally worth checking out and looking into. But hope you guys traded better than me today, and hope you guys go green. And I will be back, hopefully, tomorrow. So it has been a good one. Other than my bad, ugly losing trade, it's still a good day, and it's nice and bright outside. The family's good. Everyone's healthy. I hope you guys stay healthy and whole and go green, all that good stuff. So, all right, bye-bye.